The roar of the crowd. The undeniable buzz in the air as two titans prepare to clash. What happens when two legends from different worlds meet in the ring? It's not just a fight, it's a collision of legacies. Cain Velasquez, a formidable force in mixed martial arts, known for his relentless pressure and grappling skills, faces off against the living legend, Mike Tyson. The ferocious, unrelenting power of Tyson, once feared as the most dangerous man in boxing, now stands opposite Velasquez, a fighter who can take punishment and dish it out like few others. The world has seen countless bouts, but none like this. It's the kind of fight that sparks debates in gyms, bars, and living rooms across the world. Who would win if these two men, known for their explosive power and unstoppable determination, collided inside the squared circle? Would Tyson's raw, knockout power reign supreme, or would Velasquez's well-rounded MMA skills and heart push him past the limits of a legendary boxer? Fans from all over are itching to find out, but the answer isn't so simple. Cain Velasquez isn't just a fighter. He's a living testament to grit and perseverance. After taking the UFC by storm, becoming the heavyweight champion, and dominating the octagon with his devastating wrestling and ground and pound techniques, Velasquez has earned his place among the greats. However, boxing is a world entirely different from MMA. Mike Tyson, on the other hand, revolutionized the sport of boxing with his quick hands, devastating combinations, and knockout punches that left opponents reeling. His legendary status in the world of boxing, along with his intense fighting style, makes him an icon in his own right. But can Tyson's abilities transfer into the world of mixed martial arts? That's a question that's been on the minds of many. But here's the thing. Cain Velasquez isn't just any fighter. His endurance is nearly unrivaled, his heart unbreakable. His ability to take on the fiercest opponents, tire them out, and eventually overpower them with skill, speed, and stamina has made him a force in the UFC. However, Tyson's knockout power is in a league of its own. One punch from the former heavyweight champion could end the fight in an instant. Velasquez has faced many strong opponents in his career, but Tyson's power brings an entirely different level of danger to the equation. The tension builds as fans of both fighters eagerly anticipate how this fight will unfold. What would happen if Cain Velasquez, known for his grappling, somehow finds himself caught in Tyson's fist? Would he have enough time to close the distance and take Tyson to the ground, or would Tyson's lightning-fast reflexes stop him before he could even get close? The strategy would be everything. Tyson's explosiveness and superior hand speed could spell disaster for Velasquez if he can't avoid the early punches. But Velasquez's experience in the octagon, his composure under pressure, could help him weather the storm. As both fighters prepare for the ultimate showdown, questions continue to swirl. Can Velasquez close the distance without getting knocked out? Will Tyson be able to adapt to the ground game that Velasquez so often dominates? The fight is shaping up to be a battle of strategy, power, and endurance, and the world watches, eager to see who will walk out victorious. But just as the fighters step into the ring, something unexpected happens. The crowd falls silent in anticipation, and the tension in the arena thickens. The first strike is thrown, and it's anyone's guess how this story will unfold. Will Tyson's explosive power be too much for Velasquez, or will the MMA veteran prove that his skill set is more than enough to defeat one of the most dangerous boxers the world has ever known? The moment the bell rings, the atmosphere shifts. The sound of leather gloves meeting flesh fills the air, each punch reverberating with intensity. Mike Tyson is in his element, his eyes narrow, every muscle in his body primed for destruction. He comes forward like a freight train, jabbing, then unloading devastating hooks. Cain Velasquez, however, doesn't flinch. He takes the first few blows and moves in close, ready to test Tyson's legendary power against his own will. As Tyson's fists crack through the air, Velasquez ducks, weaving his way through Tyson's lethal range. The crowd gasps, half in disbelief, half in awe. But something strange happens. Tyson, known for his ferocity, starts to slow down. His punches, while still fast and dangerous, seem a bit less sharp. It's as if he's feeling the weight of a different kind of pressure, the weight of a fighter who isn't fazed by his bombs. Velasquez senses it too. A momentary gap appears in Tyson's defense, and for the first time, Velasquez gets close enough to land a solid jab to Tyson's body. The crack of impact is heard in the front row, and Tyson takes a step back, blinking in surprise. Velasquez presses forward, his conditioning and discipline evident as he brings the fight to Tyson's feet. The boxer seems to struggle, his body not reacting with the same speed it once did. The crowd begins murmuring in anticipation, unsure of how this shift could play out. Could Velasquez really do what many believed was impossible? Could he hold his own against one of the most powerful punchers in history? The unexpected twist doesn't end there. Just when it looks like Velasquez is gaining the upper hand, Tyson does something no one expects. He feints a left hook and, with a burst of speed, dodges Velasquez's attempt to clench. It's a moment of brilliance, a reminder that Tyson's reflexes are as sharp as ever. He manages to land a glancing blow to Velasquez's temple, and for a split second, Velasquez stumbles. His legs wobble, and for a brief moment, the world holds its breath. Could this be the end? Will Tyson's power take control of the fight? But Cain Velasquez is not a man easily undone. He shakes his head, clears his vision, and squares up again. It's like he's made of something different. As Tyson charges forward for another onslaught, Velasquez does something unexpected. He shoots for a takedown. The crowd erupts in shock as Velasquez, against all odds, lifts Tyson off his feet. The ground shakes as the former heavyweight champion crashes onto the mat. Tyson's eyes widen, but there's no time to react. Velasquez quickly transitions to side control, his MMA expertise dominating the moment. Tyson grits his teeth, trying to push Velasquez off, but he's stuck. Velasquez, with his relentless pressure, uses his body weight to pin Tyson down, controlling the position and slowly working toward a submission. Tyson's eyes dart around, searching for an escape. The world of boxing, where Tyson reigns supreme, suddenly seems far away as he finds himself locked in an environment that's far from his comfort zone. But here's the kicker. In the midst of Velasquez's dominance on the ground, Tyson's mind starts to race. The realization hits him. This is no longer just a boxing match. It's a war of survival. Tyson, a man who had never been known for his ground game, starts to panic. His breathing becomes erratic, and the fight that had once felt like his to control now feels like it's slipping away. Then, just when it seems Velasquez has Tyson right where he wants him, Tyson's instincts kick in. With a raw surge of strength, he sweeps Velasquez off, flipping the tables in a desperate attempt to regain control. The crowd roars as Tyson's massive arms wrap around Velasquez's head, pulling him into a clinch. The fight is far from over. This moment, brief as it was, could be a turning point. The tension continues to escalate as both men wrestle for dominance. Each movement is a battle of wills. Each second feels like an eternity. Velasquez's grappling skills and cardio are pushing Tyson to the limit, but Tyson's raw power and explosive striking could end it all in a heartbeat. Both fighters are hurt, but neither will give an inch. What happens next? Will Velasquez's methodical approach slowly wear down the legendary Tyson, or will Tyson find one last moment of brilliance that turns the fight in his favor? The stakes couldn't be higher, and the answer isn't clear. With each passing second, The audience is on the edge of their seats, wondering which legend will stand tall when the dust finally settles. The arena holds its breath as both fighters, drenched in sweat, circle each other, their bodies battered but unyielding. The tension is palpable. Each man knows that the next move could be the difference between victory and defeat. Tyson, his breath labored, looks for an opening, his once unstoppable fists now slower, less precise. Velasquez, with the calm of a seasoned fighter, waits for his moment. The crowd roars in anticipation, sensing that something monumental is about to unfold. Tyson lunges, his fists flashing like lightning, but Velasquez anticipates the strike. He ducks under Tyson's right hook and counters with a body shot that lands squarely in Tyson's ribs. The boxer grimaces, but it's enough of an opening. Velasquez steps in close, utilizing his superior grappling skills to close the distance. In an instant, he locks Tyson into a clinch, pushing him toward the ropes. The crowd is on their feet, the energy electric. The roar intensifies as Velasquez starts to take control, using his weight and strength to wear down Tyson in a fight of attrition. Then, with a sudden, stunning twist, Velasquez does something no one expected. He lets go of Tyson's clinch and, in one fluid motion, sweeps his legs out from under him. Tyson hits the canvas with a thud, a look of shock on his face as the reality of the situation sets in. For the first time in the fight, Tyson is on his back, staring up at the ceiling, completely vulnerable. Velasquez doesn't waste a second. He quickly moves into position, his MMA instincts kicking in as he locks in a dominant top position. Tyson, desperate and exhausted, tries to bridge, but Velasquez is too strong, too relentless. The fight has shifted entirely in Velasquez's favor. The crowd is on edge, knowing that this could be the end. Tyson, a legend of the ring, is now trapped in a position he's rarely been in, fighting for survival instead of victory. With every passing second, Velasquez tightens his grip, his knees pressing into Tyson's sides, slowly isolating the boxer's limbs. The pressure builds, and Tyson, feeling the weight of it all, grows visibly frustrated. He pushes, pulls, and writhes beneath Velasquez's hold, but there's no escaping. The ground game, once considered a weakness for Tyson, has proven to be his undoing. In a final, desperate attempt, Tyson throws a wild punch from his back, a last-ditch effort to land something powerful enough to turn the tide. But it's too little, too late. Velasquez, with the precision of a master, blocks the punch and quickly transitions into a dominant side control. The crowd knows what's coming next. And then, in a stunning moment, Velasquez locks in a submission, a rear naked choke. Tyson's face contorts in pain as Velasquez cinches the hold tighter. For a moment, it seems as if Tyson might fight through it, but the exhaustion and pressure are too much. His resistance wanes, and the referee steps in to check. Tyson taps out, his hands slapping the canvas in submission. The arena erupts in disbelief. Cain Velasquez has done the impossible. He's defeated Mike Tyson in a battle that seemed destined to end with Tyson's knockout power reigning supreme. The MMA world erupts in cheers as Velasquez stands victorious, his arms raised in triumph, while Tyson, now sitting on the mat, breathes heavily, his face a mix of frustration and respect. As Velasquez looks down at Tyson, he extends a hand, not out of pity, but in a show of sportsmanship that transcends the boundaries of their respective sports. Tyson, humbled and exhausted, takes Velasquez's hand and pulls himself up. In that moment, it's clear this fight wasn't just about the battle between a boxer and an MMA fighter. It was about the respect earned through grit, heart, and determination. But just as the victory settles in, an unexpected twist leaves the crowd gasping. Tyson, who moments earlier had been defeated, stands tall and turns to Velasquez. With a sly grin, he whispers, "You got me today, but you won't win next time." The words hang in the air, a challenge and a promise all at once. As the camera pans out and the crowd continues to roar, it's clear this rivalry is far from over. The question remains, will Velasquez's victory mark the end of their saga, or is this just the beginning of an even greater rematch, one that will determine who truly stands as the greatest fighter of all time? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain: this fight will be remembered for years to come. The ultimate showdown between Cain Velasquez and Mike Tyson may have ended, but the legend of their rivalry is only beginning.